I don't know about you, but I have had a lot of guests getting super excited about the warmer weather and brighter hair. Hey guys, I'm Kelly Rettenberger, trainer for John Paul Mitchell Systems, here today to share with you a few of my blonding faves. I am very excited for the change of seasons and the opportunity to give my guests a shift in color. So, if you're like me, you've had those guests that have been in a little deeper, richer tones, and now they're looking to lighten up, brighten up, and get ready for a beautiful, buttery, summery blonde. I'm going to be sharing with you one of my favorite techniques for that beautiful, beachy blended blonde with less effort. Let's get into this, but before we do, don't forget to subscribe here to the Paul Mitchell Pro page for future color inspo. Let's go. All right, here you can see our starting canvas. We're working on a fine to medium texture of waves, and she really does enjoy wearing her hair both wavy and straight, so I'm keeping that in mind today as we go through. And we do have some previous baby lights. This is really going to be that extra bump of brightness of blonde for the summer. So now moving into the sectioning, just a simple horizontal part across below the ear, and then I'm actually going to be working in pivoting sections around the head, but I just like to part off to really sort of see a roadmap as I go. All right, moving into formulas, her base color is going to be 30 grams of 77NG with 15 grams of 7N. Of course, we're going through with 20 volume developer for that maximum gray coverage. So she'll have a beautiful warm base that has complete coverage. This is really going to go well with this lighter look. All right, after I've applied that base formula to that lower nape section, now we'll be alternating with that formula and panels of lightener. So I'm just going to be going through with foils that are pivoted around the part line. You can see because this guest has fairly fine hair, I'm able to take pretty generous sections as I go through, and I've chosen Synchrolift Soft today. So this lightener is beautiful for this guest because I will still be able to get up to 7 levels of lift, which you will totally see here. But because this is infused with shea, it's such a gentle experience for this guest. Like I mentioned, she does have wavy hair that she likes to wear, so I want to make sure to really give those curls some care. Now, when I'm pivoting these foils around the head, you'll see that I'm alternating, taking that lightener about 2 to 3 inches away from the scalp, and then taking one foil all the way up to the scalp. So this really just gives sort of some highs and lows that mimic natural lightening, and I'm just going to continue that as we go around towards the face. Now, as I reach towards that front hairline, I do like to start going through with back-to-back foils just to keep that front hairline with that pop of brightness. So here we're finishing up these last few foils, and there you can see where I've really taken that all the way up to the edge of that foil for that maximum blonding. All right, so now we're going to be moving in and addressing the edges. So you can see I'm taking a 413 to really ruche that hair up, and then I'm going to be applying that same Synchrolift Soft formula to the ends. You can see as I go through, I lay a little bit of that product down and place the section over. So this really does two things for me. A, it helps stick that hair down to the foil, but it also helps provide maximum saturation. That's one of the key points in beautiful blonding, is making sure that you've fully saturated those sections. And in these panels, I'm choosing to use the 413 brush from Paul Mitchell because it's really going to help me push up quite a bit of the density. So it's going to create a lot of space within that blonde. I'm looking for a very soft end effect. And let's face it, it's going to be way easier to comb out at the shampoo bowl. Now here you can see as I reach into the sides, I'm pushing the brush up less, which means that I'm going to have lighter ends. The more you push up, the less lightness you'll have at the end of the day. So as I reach around towards the front of the head, I'm doing less and less so we get more and more blonde. And coming through these last few panels, where she is less dense towards the hairline, I'm able to condense a couple of those sections. So as I go through, I've taken a couple sections of hair between those foils and just combined them into one foil. Again, we're maximizing our time here. You'll see that as I reach these front couple sections, I do switch to a comb to tease just to get that fine amount of diffusion. So I'm looking for the maximum amount of blonde. And as I come through, when we're finished here, you'll see that I have gone further up the head as we reach towards that front hairline, because we want to see a little bit of an arc of that blonde from her face through the end. So you want to think more blonde around the front. So we're going to go higher up in our sectioning and then lower as we reach the back. So you can see here in the final foil placement, those ends are all encapsulated in those rectangle foils, and those really scoop down into the back. Here I wanted to show you the end result after the lightening service. Her blonde looks so beautiful, and this is going to look so soft. So now we're going to go through with our top coat, and I have chosen to use Paul Mitchell Crema XG. This is a beautiful ammonia-free demi-permanent cream color. I love this one because it's going to give her tons of hydration. We have that pure protection system, so we have cottonseed oil and rice milk that's really going to help protect her hair. And I know that this is just going to be the icing on the cake for her. So I'm going through with 45 grams of 8NB and 10 grams of 8RO with equal parts of 10 volume cream developer. And we are going to let her process for the full 20 minutes on this damp application. So as I go through and I'm applying, I am pretty much just doing a standard full application, but on some of these sections as I go through, you'll see as I reach the ends, I almost just shimmy a little bit of that toner on because I want to leave some of these edges light and bright. So what I do is I go through and apply in these horizontal sections, and then for the very last like 5 minutes I just pull it through the ends. This is going to help keep some of those ends nice and light. So here is the end result, and you can see this is that beautiful sunny blonde. That Crema XG formula just gives it that extra kiss of warmth that she likes, and I think it's just so flattering on her skin tone. If you want some tips and tricks on getting a beautiful smooth blowout on wavy hair like this, don't forget to subscribe because the style video on this newly blonded babe is coming soon here on the Paul Mitchell Pro channel. All right, I hope you enjoyed getting to see this blonding technique. Again, this is one that I reach for in the salon time and time again when I'm looking to add a bit of a color shift for guests going into the spring and summer and I'm low on time. And that combination of Synchrolift Soft and Crema XG is going to ensure that your guest has beautifully healthy hair that's going to shine on through the season. And don't forget to subscribe if you're looking forward to that future blowout video. That one will be coming soon. Thank you so much. I'll see you really soon.